someone came to ask, so how many songs did Shatta Wale perform on the night? And I said, oh, Shatta performed over 60 songs, and to them, it was mind-blowing. Like an artist to be on one stage, dish out songs 1, 2, 3, 60 and beyond. I said, oh, but this is even half of what he usually does. Sometimes he does 120, 150 and more. So giving you 60 is like a norm. It's like a party. And that was what we experienced in Cape Coast. Right after, social media can't keep quiet. Everywhere you go to, especially from that side of town, everybody is talking about the Afahye River. At least they have gotten something to discuss with the festival. Over the years after the festival, you wouldn't hear much. Not many things will be said or be discussed or be reviewed from the festival. Nothing. You wouldn't know activity that even transpired, apart from maybe the parade or what I'll call the traditional authorities, their setup, where they will go to a function and talk about progress, invite these politicians to come and make statement upon statement. Apart from that, there hasn't been any special thing. But this time around, Shatta Wale gave them a topic. This time around, Shatta Wale gave them substance. This time around, Shatta Wale gave them something to talk about. And today, the town is still discussing it. From running around town, people knowing Team Shatta movement were in town, and everybody getting ready for this gig, it tells me that if you are to do music business in Ghana, and you go beyond Shatta movement or Shatta Wale, then I don't know what you are looking for.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
Well, we are back in Accra, and when we come back from shows like this, I know something that everybody waits for is to get the reviews, is to get the reports, and I am here with a team to do that for you exactly as we have always been doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the editorial, and this editorial is surely going to be 100% based on the report that I am about to file from Cape Coast, and I'm talking about Fetu Afahye. This is not my first time experiencing Fetu Afahye. I think I've done that on some 1 or 2 occasions, but every day I go there on a different mission or on a different purpose. I think the number of times I was there for fun's sake. I was just there to experience it because then I had some friends who invited me to come and see how Fetu Afahye is celebrated. It has always been fun, I know. In fact, Cape Coast has been one of the towns that I've visited mostly in my life, because at a point, almost every month, I'll go to Cape Coast like twice or so, just to go relax, feel the breeze, and to do other things. But now, this year's Afahye especially, the agenda was simple. Thanks to the traditional authorities and the committee of the Afahye, Shatta Wale was booked to perform, to entertain the people, to give them that concert that the Afahye has always missed over the years. I think I remember last year on Sammy Flex TV, we discussed how Fetu Afahye ended and there wasn't any special concert to climax it. We talked about it on this platform. So this year, when information came from the team that finally agreement has been able to be reached, and therefore we'll be going to Cape Coast to be part of the Afahye celebrations, I knew that it was sure going to be full of fun, full of fireworks, full of entertainment, and it was exactly so. Now, special thanks to George Quay. He is the CEO of Image Bureau, who was the producer, the chief producer of the event. That is the Afahye Rave, which was put together by the Luckiest. Luckiest is a raffle company, or better still, one of the companies in lucky and event promotions and more. This time around, they were the people who made sure that the people in Cape Coast would experience the Afahye. In fact, you can call them Ogwa or Ogwe. Anyhow you pronounce it, it is fine. Luckiest, they made sure they were going to give us this event, and trust me, they did not disappoint. So on Friday, the team set off from Trazako, right in our boss's house, straight to Cape Coast. It was by road, so obviously, I think it's been long we made a full road trip, because oftentimes where we've been going to, it is by air, by air, by air, by air. So this time around, by road from Accra to Cape Coast. And you know how from Kasua to about Winneba has been for the past months. There is a road construction ongoing, so at a point you know that the road will be bumpy and all the ups and downs, but in just about some few hours we arrived in Cape Coast safely. Every team member in good spirit, in good health, checked into our hotels, had some rest, go do sound check, and right after, it was action time. The team was ready to do exactly what we were appointed to do. Now, when we got to Cape Coast, I think it was around the same time that they were doing their Orange Friday procession. So the town was choked. The whole Cape Coast was painted with orange. You know, before the festival, the cultural settings, the activities, the traditional and the spiritual activities, there is the Orange Friday, where the youth and the people in Cape Coast, they all put on orange. In fact, you can put on the top, you can put on everything. In fact, everything about you should be orange. And on that day, if you were in Cape Coast, you would experience it. I think I saw the Osu carnival, or let me say the Osu procession for the Homowo. I saw the numbers. It was huge. I've seen another procession by comedian. I'll remember the name and let you know. He has a show called the Dashiki. They also have some walk like that. That's the Dashiki walk. And I know that is also massive and huge. But what I experienced in Cape Coast with regards to the Orange Friday, oh my God. It was over huge. In fact, numbers. Every person who was healthy in Cape Coast was part of it. Or let me say, every person who could walk on 2 feet, they were all part of the procession. It was long, it was energetic, it was serious, with speakers running on vehicles, and it wasn't a joke. The whole town was painted orange. I experienced it, I saw it, and I enjoyed it. So definitely, that one would have to go to a successful end. Then everybody would move straight to the Robert Mesa Park for the Ogwa Afahye rave, or the Fetu Afahye rave. Earlier on Sammy Flex TV, I think on Showbiz Daily, we discussed on some 1 or 2 days about the prospects of the show, knowing that when it comes to festivals, sometimes it is hard for you to converge at a place because there are so many activities happening. There are people doing family stuff, there are people doing drinking stuff, there are people doing just walking around town stuff because it is a festival. They've come home. And you know, when you come home like that, that energy, that from Friday to Sunday thing, it is not about being at one place. It's about trying to go to anywhere so that by the time that you would close the Afahye festival, you know that, oh, you have exhausted the town. That was what I was experiencing. And when we discussed it, we were scared. How will this go? And again, looking at the rate of the show, we were worried. We were sure there were some things which might not go well. But our fears were not to be taken into consideration. People were ready for Shatta. Of course, the show also had Wendy Shea, it had Camido, it had Nero X and Okotoperi, who is one locally based in Cape Coast and has been controlling the numbers already. He has been running his shows in Cape Coast. In fact, you can't take him for granted when you are in Cape Coast. He has his authority in that area. He was also large and in charge. But then, the icing on the cake was the experience that Cape Coast was expecting to have from Shatta Wale. Now, right after the show, Nana Otujando, who is the, I think, programs manager or general manager of Asasi Radio, who were also part of the event. In fact, Asasi Radio transmitted the event live on their socials, on Facebook. It was also transmitted live on radio as well, Asasi Radio in Cape Coast. And I want to believe, based on this report that I'm about to show you from Nana Otujando, it tells me clearly that he himself, he has experienced Fetu Afahye in several years. But this particular one, the one that hosted Shatta Wale, is one that he's not seen in centuries or generations or decades. Something that he's not seen. Because wow, the energy, that kind of aroma that Shatta Wale brought onto that stage, it was crazy. Now, what did Nana Otujando say? Let's just go and check him out. Some of the things he said during or after the performance at the Robert Mensah Park, after the rave. Let's go listen to what Nana Otujando said, and when I come back, we'll continue with it.
Get to the subject of the situation. Another mayor, because Afahye 2025, I mean, it's always been the number one thing on the calendar that will come. Unfortunately, this year there were a lot of things that we needed to clear backyard in Accra around us. So the decision to come came in very late. In fact, if you can after 5, the traffic on the road construction, I'm not going to talk about it now. Charlie, it was beyond a statement of horrible, but the unfortunate is the Fetu Afahye. And I'm drawing inferences from things that are happening. Thank you to Shatta, Miss, I believe, to Kojo Yankson, Gozobis, brother, to George Quay. I say, hey, we could do that. You know, yeah. I was going to go there, but we could, Charlie, the guy's love for Cape Coast is something else, man. How much of him is giving to us? The 2 years we've done this together. Bro, I salute you. But this whole Shatta thing we knew was going to be one of the high points of the Fetu Afahye. But I want to single out 3 things. One is the DJ from Asasi Radio, and it's not because he's from Asasi Radio, but he was selected to be there to represent the best Cape Coast will offer to the rest of the world via the transmission by Asasi Radio. And he did not disappoint. Index, hey, God bless you, bro. God bless you. The DJ was the final act. He was the back holder. I made a post missing there. He has 10 sticky fingers, but 1 deadly index finger on the turntable. Yeah, it feel was oye. Nyeda aziwo fear. It feel was oye. And Fedi, I know you are a hype man. Yeah, that's your bar line, that's your tagline, that's what you are noted for. But I didn't know the impact of that hype man they talk about. Followed you through from Sadi into this space, and you're going back the fear Aquaba, or back ways off. Charlie, you see, so from a point of view, and possibly so maybe Jimmy, so like we sent a young guy to a war front. And the only weapon we gave him was a microphone. But quickly, he weaponized himself through his voice. And as this generation will say, the boy, his steez, his drip, his swag, the eminence and presence he showed on stage, how we held it down. The performances of Okotoperi, senior man, 21 gun salute to you. All them that came through, Wendy Shah as well. Feggy. Listen, the 77, Maka 77, you buy Cape Coast at Marseille. Mrs. Iguay, the Shannon, a brand table, he said, baby, more than an embassy piano. Anywhere he finds his feet, please make the place fruitful and profitable for him. Osane de wanda nenyu anhwe nechi. Nana fosu wengu enyim ase. Etweyi wengu enyim ase. Paprete kunkansene. Mese kwabotwe wengu enyim ase. Wonsonu mu. Womman do. Meye woni. Yenzi. And to Shatta Wale, shouts to Sammy Flex. We've been doing this from way back, 11, 12, I don't remember. When we had the belief that the youth of Ghana had something to say, they needed a channel, they needed a place, a spot they can kick it, call their own. The braveness in our hearts to say we're doing an urban, youthful, lifestyle entertainment brand kind of radio. Yeah, we know how we started. We know the heights we've been to, and we are here. But I respect you, I commend you, and I celebrate you for the zeal and the steel you have in keeping this up still. Respect to you, Lee Ashley as well. And I text you, I'm for the Mel Davis as well. But the interesting point I want to make is when Shatta Wale mounted the stage, hey! You know, I've known him because we had him the first space for primetime radio in Accra. I say primetime, talking the morning show. That story is something that we'll talk about later. But ended the way. See, first of all, Shatta, thank you. The Shatta movement, SM, thank you for bringing the moment of refresh into the youth of Cape Coast, bringing belief into them again, getting them excited about themselves, that it's doable, it can be done, and it can be done at their own speed and terms, on their own turf. Yo.
Well, so that was Nana Otu Jando for you. He is highly respected and revered in Cape Coast when it comes to urban radio, when it comes to people whose voices command people to act. In fact, I hear that when it comes to Afahye, Fetu Afahye, all the voiceovers, the jingles, everything has been done by Nana Otu Jando, maybe ever since he started doing it. Nobody has ever done it. He has been the voice, the sole voice that has been controlling that area. And this year, he did it. Gave them a beautiful voiceover, of course, announcing their Afahye rave with luckiest. And that was what the town got to enjoy throughout the festival. And I remember after the show, when Asasi Radio, they were doing their reviews, someone came to ask, so how many songs did Shatta Wale perform on the night? And I said, oh, Shatta performed over 60 songs, and to them, it was mind-blowing. Like an artist to be on one stage, dish out songs 1, 2, 3, 60 and beyond. I said, oh, but this is even half of what he usually does. Sometimes he does 120, 150 and more. So giving you 60 is like a norm. It's like a party. And that was what we experienced in Cape Coast. Right after, social media can't keep quiet. Everywhere you go to, especially from that side of town, everybody is talking about the Afahye rave. At least they have gotten something to discuss with the festival. Over the years after the festival, you didn't hear much. Not many things will be said or be discussed or be reviewed from the festival. Nothing. You wouldn't know activities that even transpired, apart from maybe the parade or what I'll call the traditional authorities, their setup, where they will go to a function and talk about progress, invite these politicians to come and make statement upon statement. Apart from that, there hasn't been any special thing. But this time around, Shatta Wale gave them a topic. This time around, Shatta Wale gave them substance. This time around, Shatta Wale gave them something to talk about. And today, the town is still discussing it. From running around town, people knowing Team Shatta movement were in town, and everybody getting ready for this gig, it tells me that if you are to do music business in Ghana, and you go beyond Shatta movement or Shatta Wale, then I don't know what you are looking for. Fetu Afahye has been happening over the years. No two ways about that. But the kind of energy, the kind of excitement that came with this year's this year's festival, I wonder if they would get it the same. Because I know what I'm talking about. There are occasions that Shatta joins some award schemes and he gives them all the bars, in fact, to the crescendo. The moment he goes out of it, they struggle to come up again. So I know what I'm talking about. Can they do it again next year? Because Shatta said on the stage that to him, he'll be willing to do the celebration with them every year. Can they do it? Well, we are in the business of performing for enthusiastic crowd. So anytime they contact, why not? We will not disappoint. We will surely do it, and we will make it happen all the time. So to Cape Coast, we want to say thank you to Shatta Movement fans in Cape Coast. Yes, I was in touch with some of you, and definitely I'll be coming again for us to do our thing. Trust me on this, we are sure going to do it. So you guys just have to be on and wait for that time. We are sure going to make it happen. And I know when that time comes, everybody will know that Shatta Movement is still the biggest in Ghana and beyond. So on this note, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the traditional authorities. Thank you to Cape Coast. Thank you to the planning committee of the Afahye, to Asase Radio in Cape Coast, Nana Otujando, George Quay, as well as the luckiest. This is what we do. If you do any music business with Shatta Movement, it is like dealing with the pros. It's like dealing with those who would make sure you benefit and they also benefit. I want to believe at this time, management of Luckiest, they are smiling, they are happy because they know that if not for anything at all, they were able to sell their brand through the performances of these stars. On the day, I saw them doing some of their raffle draws with people winning television sets, people winning some cash, people getting a lot of things. So what are you waiting for? You can also try it. That is the luckiest. I hear you dial. Well, I want you to try your luck by dialing *712 hash. *712 hash. And that will introduce you to the luckiest. And who knows? You may be lucky. Remember that when you win something, Sammy Flex introduce you to it. So bring my share and let's do it. So what is next? I know you'll be asking. We have so many things coming up. Shatta Movement, get ready. A big announcement is coming soon, right here in the capital city. We'll be giving you date and venue very soon, and you guys would be excited about this. And again, brace yourself for the upcoming project as well, where the African King album surely is still being cooked for you guys. It is for the benefit of you guys, and I know you guys can't wait. My name is Sammy Flex. This has been the editorial report coming all the way from Cape Coast. And on this note, I'm saying thank you to Shatta Wale himself for being a living sacrifice to entertain people. That no matter how the country treats him, he still goes out of his way to make sure that people in the country are very happy. And that is a point to be noted for future conversation. Let me also say thanks to the management of Shatta Movement, dedicated team members, always making sure they are behind the king to deliver on the promises that he gives the people. And to the production team here, Theophilus Degosh, Desert, as well as Sammy Tuga. Subscribe to us and let's do some more. We are back. Work continues. So keep glued here. We have some more for you. We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Check it. Put sugar level for check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.